This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. A village councillor and 3 other drug personalities were arrested on Friday, February 17th, in buy-bust operations in the Bicol region, police said Saturday. Colonel Julius Cesar Domingo, Camarines Sur police chief, said in a report that Noel Venus, 47, was collared at 5:45 p.m. for selling a sachet of shabu worth 500 pesos to an undercover agent in Barangay Calomayon in Sagnay Town. Domingo said Venus was a village councillor in the area and previously surrendered to the police at the height of the government's campaign against illegal drugs. During the body search, the authorities recovered 2 sachets of shabu worth 1,564 pesos. Senior Associate Justice Marvic Leonan urged lawyers on Thursday to speak out against corruption, saying it still exists in the government, including the judiciary, and remains a significant factor in engendering inequality in our society. Impartiality suffers when corruption infects courts, Leonan said at the 19th National Convention of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines in Davao City, according to a tweet by the Supreme Court Public Information Office. According to him, any court that is corrupt becomes an instrument only by those in power and will favor only those who have resources. A public office is always a public trust, Leonan said, emphasizing that corruption weakens the rule of law and therefore the confidence of people in the government. To lawyers attending the convention, he encouraged them to report any incident of corruption, especially when it involves attempts to rig decisions in cases, even including those pending in the High Tribunal. No retired justice of the Supreme Court has control of any member of the court, let alone a majority of the court, Leonan said. Should any of them imply, should any of those that came from the judiciary imply that they can facilitate the outcome of a case pending in our court, you are obliged to report them to us, through the office of the Chief Justice, he added. This applies to any former member of the judiciary who approaches you, be it a judge, former judge, a justice of an appellate court, or of the Supreme Court, he stressed. Previously, Leonan said that keeping silent allows the abuse of the system to favor those who have the means, can legitimize greed and cause injustice. With this, he urged lawyers and law students to have the courage to do what is right. Lanao del Sur Governor Mamintal Alonto Adiong Jr. was injured after unidentified gunmen ambushed his convoy Friday, police said. Adiong and his staff member, Ali Macapado Tabeo, sustained gunshot wounds and are now being treated in Bukidnon Provincial Hospital in Calalangan Town, according to the municipal police station. 4 others were reportedly killed in the ambush. After attending an event, Adiong's convoy was ambushed at around 4 p.m. in Maguing Town by unknown perpetrators, said the police regional office, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. The convoy was supposed to get to Wao Town. Governor Bombit Adiong is safe and out of danger, the governor's office said Friday night. Police have launched a manhunt against a barangay chairman who escaped an anti-drug operation in Piquet, Cotabato on Thursday, February 16th. Brigadier General Jimmy Macarig, Police Regional Office 12 Director, said the suspect Sindato Karim eluded arrest after authorities stormed his house in Barangay Lagand. However, they arrested his wife, Noram, who yielded 30 grams of suspected shabu worth 130,000 pesos and improvised explosive device. Police tagged Sindato as a narco-politician involved in illegal drug trafficking in the provinces of Cotabato and Maguindanao. Macarig said the Karims were placed under surveillance in the past months for their alleged involvement in illegal drug trade and other criminal activities. Charges for illegal possession of prohibited drugs and explosive will be filed against Noram. Several officials of the Parañaque city government, including first-term Mayor Eric Olivares, are facing graft complaints before the ombudsman for approving an allegedly railroaded contract worth almost 415 million pesos with a new garbage hauler last year. Aside from the city mayor, also named in the complaint were Bids and Awards Committee Chair Voltaire de la Cruz, BAC Vice Chair Johnson Ong, and BAC members Rosa Rebecca Vinas and Josephine Mary Centina. Also named as respondents were members of the BAC Technical Working Group, Mark Espinoza, Christine Joy Teston, Francisco Agamata, Ivan Hortelano, Manshane Porcinas, Ricardo Factor, Ronald Austria, Danilo Nopunt, and Leonard John Navata. In his 25-page complaint filed on February 16, Gennaro Clement, Jr., a resident of Barangay San Antonio, urged the ombudsman to put Olivares and his co-accused under preventive suspension in order to avoid the destruction or manufacture of evidence and to prevent them from threatening and harassing employees of the local government of Paraná. Olivares awarded the contract to Metroist Solid Waste Management Corporation on December 27, 2022, amounting to 414,803,520 pesos. This was just 25 days after the BAC published its call for bidding at the PhilJEP's website on December 2, 2022. Clement claimed that Metroist failed to acquire the necessary documentary requirements of the bid, which resulted in garbage piling up in the streets of Paraná during the holidays. Last month, Olivares ordered an investigation of possible sabotage and deliberate acts by Lionel Waste Management Corporation that resulted in pileup of trash during the Christmas and New Year celebrations. The vice mayor of Aperi in Cagayan and 5 of his companions were shot and killed by unidentified men clad in police uniforms and riding in a government car in Bagabag town in Nueva Vizcaya on Sunday. Nueva Vizcaya Police Information Officer Major Jolly Villa said in a phone interview that Vice Mayor Rommel Alameda, who is serving his third term as vice mayor, and 5 of his aides and companions were traveling in a Hyundai Sterix van on their way to Aperi when they were waylaid by the gunmen in Sitio Kinakao in Barangay Baitbat at 8:45 am. Investigations revealed that the suspects were wearing police uniforms with masks and were using a white Mitsubishi Adventure with a red license plate number SFN 713, indicating that it was a government car. The killers allegedly barricaded the section of street in front of MV Duke Elementary School in Baitbat. When Alameda's car arrived, they peppered the vehicle with bullets. The vice mayor and his companions died on the spot but were still taken to the Region 2 Trauma and Medical Center where they were declared dead on arrival. The report did not identify the names of the vice mayor's companions. The killers later fled going to Solano area. Over 300 Bureau of Corrections personnel who are in danger of being terminated next month for failing to earn a college degree and pass the civil service examination have asked for a 2-year extension to comply with the law. Under Republic Act No. 105/75, or the Bucor Act of 2013, which took effect on March 15, 2018, applicants must have a bachelor's degree and possess the appropriate civil service eligibility. Current employees who do not meet the requirements were given 5 years or until March 15, 2023, to do so. In a radio interview on Tuesday, lawyer Jose Ventura Asturias, the counsel of the affected personnel, some of whom have been with the Bucor for 30 to 40 years, said the 2-year extension covers the period lost because of the COVID-19 pandemic, or from 2020 to 2022. The requirements, including off-campus programs and review classes, were not provided to the Bucor employees. The biggest justification for their request was the COVID-19 pandemic, where services provided by the Bucor and the CSE, or Civil Service Commission, were paralyzed, he said. He stressed that under the law, government agencies should help affected Bucor employees, saying they were hopeful of getting the support of new Bucor and Department of Justice officials. According to Asturias, Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Ramilla had said that he would look into the matter. While there is already a law to be implemented, if its implementation becomes prejudicial and compromises those who are to be affected, then automatically there's got to be a way to adjust it, he said. Bucor Acting Director General Gregorio Catapang Jr., however, seemed less sympathetic, saying that the Bureau had made rigorous efforts to address the concerns of affected personnel. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.